All right, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. We got a real special guest here today, Jeff Stewart, and hopefully he's going to help win you some money. Jeff, thanks for coming in.
Appreciate it.
I would like to note before we start, this is the second podcast of Pat Sports Talk, but the first one that's going to be filmed in front of a live studio audience.
Yeah!
Woo! Thank you.
Good job.
Obviously, the theme of today is sports betting. Obviously, a huge, billion-dollar industry. How would you say, in the last 50 years or so, has betting changed sports?
Betting's become huge. It's getting spreading online. So it's getting pretty big. Especially through college kids. I feel like I got a bunch of friends here that bets a crap.
We're not going to name anyone, right?
No, not at all. Not at all.
All right. So, I think the biggest answer for me would just be, from everyone I've talked to, is just the games that become so much more interesting that you don't care about before. You can have two teams that you've never heard of, you know nothing about, but you put $5 on it, now all of a sudden you're standing up, you're yelling at the TV. Right. It's one of those things, even if you lose, people kind of justify it as, I lost $5, but I kind of paid for the entertainment of some game that I never watched. I don't care about either of these teams. And obviously there's always the hope of winning, which is kind of what draws everyone to gambling. They can win money. I think if you talk to most people, they're probably not in the winning money. It is tricky. It's one of those things you think, basically how it works is there's a bookie, where a service you use, and then you make the bet. And basically the line's put out, they call it Vegas, but whatever, it's professionals who make the line. Mm-hmm. Basically, you get to pick, who you want. Basically, it's there's two options on every bet, and it's almost like the dealer gets the one that you don't want. Which I think is interesting is, all these, betting sites like Bovada, MyBookie, or even just a bookie, they always win money. Do you have any thoughts on that? It seems like, everyone would screw them over. People would, you have the pick of the better bet. They're taking the bet you don't want.
Yeah. I just really enjoy how, of course, the apps like you name, like Bovada, they all have I guess it's easier to bet online. And so of course, or you have to bet with a friend, and then of course illegal stuff happening, and then people get mad and converse back and forth. But I just like how it's set up online and way easier for.
It's one of those things you don't have to worry about a friend, making a bet and then not paying up or something.
Exactly.
With the service, it's one of those things you got to put up the money in front. You almost have to pay before the bet, and then they'll pay you back what you put in plus what you win. There's kind of a security thing with those deposits. But with those big sites, how often do you notice, little subliminal advertisement or something? You go to watch a YouTube video and there's something. I was watching something today, and it was a betting site I've never heard of. It was saying, you put in $100 and they're going to give you $250. How often do you see things like that?
Ads like that actually come up a lot. Like you said, YouTube, and then you have, of course, stuff like cookies. If people's bet before, of course, other websites will come up to show whether or not you want to bet on this different website or do this. But of course, I get that a lot. Social media like Instagram, other stuff. So I guess people around our age, about 18, is just still trying to get out there and bet. So it's all right. I think I like it.
Yeah, it's one of those things. I know my eyes kind of light up. I'm kind of free money. I'll put in 100 and then you'll get 100 free. You kind of look at it well, I'll just use the 100 they give you, and then if you win, you can take it out. I feel like it's a productive tactic they use to kind of lure people in. What would be your guess on kind of the percentage of people who end up, kind of blowing through that free money and then kind of starting to go through their own and kind of getting hooked on the, getting brought in by that, initial free money that they're going to give you?
I feel like a lot of people's hooked on it because, of course, it's that slim chance, or it's that chance of winning. You didn't, of course, put a lot into it, and then, or say it's a team's minus by a lot, you put a lot into it because you're going to get that, that little bit out of it. So even if the odds are kind of not good, people still throw a ton of money up there to at least get something from it. So I think I guess as far as that, I think it's just good, and it's more I guess, entertaining.
Gotcha. And what do you think about the exposure of kind of the lines? And like, you can't go on the ESPN app and look at a football game right now without seeing it says the time, the location, and then the line of the game. Obviously, betting has just become legal, but you know you're exposed to it everywhere. You know, how would you say that? Does that kind of make more people look at the game, make them more aware of the betting, and kind of I was just gonna watch. Like if I go on the ESPN app right now and I look at the football games for next Sunday, it'll have the time, the location, and the line.
Mm-hmm.
Where I feel like ESPN is just trying to get you the news, but now all of a sudden they're throwing in the line. Like is gambling that much of like a priority for people that you think it's incorporated now?
You mean how ESPN kind of limits the limiting, I guess, the what they put out there, so it's not like an advantage, or
it's just in the game information. Like if I go to look at ESPN, I'm looking to see what the game time is and who's playing. But all of a sudden, the lines are available for me if I want to, if I were to bet.
2 years ago.
So that's what. Would you say it's sites like that increase the popularity where you're seeing it so much?
Of course, the way ESPN is set up, of course, like it's sports news. So, I mean, you get like that little advantage from them saying how this team is doing or how this player is doing. So, I mean, I feel like it's more of an advantage, but I mean, I wish it'd be neutral because it'd like add more suspense to kind of betting. So, I mean, that's
gotcha.
That's all right.
So now we have Jeff on here, and I asked him to get together 3 picks that he thinks. I think we both went with all NFL. We're big NFL guys, but 3 picks that he thinks a lock, and that if any of our viewers do choose to gamble, that you might want to go with that to help the viewers win some money.
Okay, so I chose between 3 games: the Patriots and Redskins, Bears and Raiders, and Steelers versus Ravens. For the first game, I chose the Patriots because Patriots 4-0. I mean, it's Tom Brady. You don't bet against Tom Brady. So
Dwayne Haskins hasn't looked good.
Exactly.
Against that good defense, I don't know if the Redskins are going to score a point.
Exactly. So 4-0 pass, 0-4 Redskins. So of course I'm.
I like that.
Bears versus Raiders. Bears defense is, of course, started off really strong.
No Mitch Trubisky though.
Oh,
you saw that with the,
that's right.
But I don't know. Watching the game, I thought they were better without him.
Yeah, that's right. He did get injured.
I think all he does is do that little. He catches it and then throws the shovel pass to the jet sweep. That's all he does. Right. He doesn't. Watching their offense has been painful, but I think the second he came out, I think the Bears got better. So I definitely like the Bears next weekend.
And for the third game, I have the Ravens against the Steelers. Steelers, I think, are currently 0-3 until maybe today. And and the Ravens, of course, Lamar Jackson has been looking strong.
Yeah, and you think coming off the loss, do you think that's going to help them? They're going to be more hungry?
Definitely.
Right. And who's at home there? The
Ravens.
The Ravens,
yeah.
So the Ravens at home, going to be hungry coming off that loss. I definitely love all 3 of those picks. I'm going to go through mine real quick. I have the Colts and the Chiefs. I have Kansas City -11. I think that's going to be close, but I do think where Kansas City's at home, and again, one of those things they didn't play great last week, they found a way to win, which I think with those great teams is even when they get outplayed, they still find a way to win.
Patrick Mahomes been lighting it up too. So
yeah.
Of course, yeah, I would. I don't disagree with that pick.
Absolutely. We have the Packers and the Cowboys. Cowboys didn't cover this week. They ended up losing to the Saints, which is weird. 12-10, kind of weird game last night. I think actually all my picks this week are bounce backs. I think the Cowboys are going to come back. They were legit the first few weeks, but I'm more so. I just like going against the Packers. I don't think they're that good. They just lost on that bonehead interception. It's only a 3.5 point spread, so I think Dallas again at home.
You got Dallas on that, okay?
I got Dallas -3.5 points. I think they easily win by 6, 7, or 8.
I agree with that.
My last pick, I have the Browns and 49ers, and this is the only. Usually, if I were to look at 2 teams, I like to pick the team who's favored minus something because I just feel they're the better team. They'll if it's 4 points something, they'll win by a touchdown. But I have the Browns over the undefeated 49ers. So the 49ers are one of 3 teams. It's the
49ers are I did not know that.
Yeah, it's the Chiefs, the Patriots, and the 49ers. So actually, between us, we got all the undefeated teams. But I think this is going to be after next week, it's just going to be the Chiefs and Pats that are undefeated. I think the 49ers are going to lose to the Browns just because of how strong they looked against such a good Ravens defense that you talked about.
Last week,
they're favored by 3.5. So if you wanted to take that, I think that would be a strong bet. But they're probably about a plus 150 money line, which I really like. So I see Nick Chubb going off, Baker Mayfield kind of settling in, and then they just have so much star power. Jarvis Landry, OBJ, all the big names. I think they're finally finding their identity as a team, and I think they're going to pull it off.
I agree with all those picks. Those all look good, and they look great.
And I do have to note that we're not liable. If you guys follow any of the bets and they don't win, we have been known to pick a few losers. But Jeff, I really appreciate you coming in.
I appreciate you having me, sir.
If you guys have any bet talks, leave them in the comments, and we might follow them this week. Thank you, guys.